Place exercise. In the place exercise, you will engage all the senses to explore remembered places from your life which were connected to meaningful, memorable, or heightened experiences. Any place where important events occurred is a potential possibility. You create a sense of belonging, a feeling rooted with conviction, by concretely creating a place. The various versions of the place exercise are all approached in exactly the same way, with your imagination and a methodical sense-by-sense exploration for about an hour. While doing this exercise, stand up, with your eyes open. You move, reach, bend, touch, and experience objects, walls, furniture, fabrics, or art. Always remember to actively explore and identify everything you experience sensorially. The place you choose to work with should be a defined space indoors or outdoors, which you can explore and describe in great sensory detail. If you pick a beautiful, open place in nature, it can have an expansive vista, but should have a smaller definable perimeter, with a specific vantage point and several perspectives. Observe the smallest details of living that moment in that place. It's logical that you may have memories, feelings, and connections to the place during the exercise. Don't go toward those feelings, but stay in the moment. Take your attention back to that place and continue exploring all the objects sensorially. Make a mental note of what stimulated specific impulses or feelings. The place exercise is vital for your use of the character exercises, such as painting, emotional memory, and private moment, all of which rely on a specific place as a departure point. There are numerous versions of the place exercise. For example, you may need to be frightened or experience a shock moment in a scene, so you would imagine yourself in a place where that emotion came to you. When you think of this place, also be aware of which senses were engaged with each emotion, whether it was fear or joy or elation. If you're working on a character and exploring multiple frames of mind for them, you can use place exercises to evoke the different attitudes and atmosphere. Don't get caught up in performing an action, like playing a video game, texting, or throwing a ball. Don't imitate or mime a behavior you experienced with certain objects. The most important aspect of your work is the sense-by-sense exploration of an object or a place, and your whole being should be encouraged and stimulated into believing you are in the place, alive with thoughts and gestures. It is invariable that you will be surprised to discover how many details you remembered in the imagined places, including items or aspects of the place that you may have forgotten. You can do 6 or 7 versions of this exercise, building a repertoire of places to have at your disposal. You may remember the security and serenity of your childhood room by smelling a beloved stuffed animal or toy. On the other hand, it may be dread or pleasure in that same childhood room by remembering the sound of a car pulling into the driveway, or the sound of a key in the door lock, or of footsteps in the house heading toward your room. In all of the place exercises, you must be cautious to never approach the point of losing control of your emotions. There can be no loss of control in acting. As you learn to self-evaluate your work, be conscious and practice restraint. Time may have altered your recollections of the place and events, and revisiting a place may evoke very different feelings than you expected. You don't visualize yourself as the person you were back then in that place, but who you are now. Time heals or obscures a great deal, and you must re-experience everything through your current eyes, which hold more experience. What you may have been scared of back then in that place may not make you feel the same way today. You may have developed confidence, or you may have resolved issues by now. Note what reactions, impulses, and ideas emerged and with which object and senses you got the strongest reactions. If you feel the place has lost its power and significance, don't stop doing the exercise. Persevere and keep making the effort with your senses even though you're not getting much. Try the exercise at another time, and if it still doesn't work, simply switch to a different place. As with the other sensory exercises, the abstract or additional movement should be used while you are working to further activate your instrument by remembering an additional task and moving at the same time. When your immersion into the behaviors and feelings are working well and you're fully connected, add gibberish, a song, or monologue with no emphasis on the meaning of the lines, only making sure that the lines are washed over by the feelings connected to the place and the specific objects in it. As with the other exercises, note the observations in your journal for future work. The material below includes guided childhood place, in which I work with the entire class, as a group to give you an idea of how all the place exercises are to be worked on. The other place exercise detailed below is childhood room, which shows you how detailed the sensory exploration should be and how the results are used. The place exercise can be practiced for many different places, including a frightening place, a beautiful place, and a safe place.